family, friends, and strangers. Welcome to the Whiskey Wasteland. We're going to get crafty today. A little over a year ago, I reviewed a debut bourbon from one of the top distillers in the world, Brown-Forman. That bourbon being Cooper's Craft, which, if you remember, was amazing. It's a toasted wood whiskey, and it is absolutely delicious. This time, I'm doing their Cooper's Craft Reserve, Barrel Reserve bourbon. This is their newest launch, or newest offering from that distillery, if you will, from that brand, Cooper's Craft. And we are going to sample it. We're going to rate it. We're going to nose it. We're going to look at colors. You know what's going on here, guys. You have watched The Wasteland before. Hopefully, if not, welcome. This is your first time. My name is Adam. We do like to look at color of our bourbon. We like to nose it. We like to taste it. And of course, if I get to it, a rating. Typically, I do. Guys, I'm really excited to try this one. One of my friends at work has heavily recommended this, and I've had it on my bar back here for a while, a few weeks, and I'm just getting around to try it, but I am extremely excited. So, Cooper's Craft, thank you so much for bringing another bourbon to the table. I'm excited to try it. I'm going to get right into it. This bottle is really cool. They have done a rebranding with their bottling as well. So the old Cooper's Craft bottle you see in the older review, they're not doing that one anymore. They're going with this kind of rounded, just nice. I love the design of this bottle. It's real nice, heavy, really well put together. The labeling here is it's a little. It's just awesome. It's really cool. If you guys can find this, definitely get a bottle. I paid $33 for it. It's ranged from around $28 to $35 is what I've seen. But for the price, from what I've heard anyway, I've been doing some reading. It looks really good. It sounds really good. So, if you guys can see there, it's kind of hard to see it, but they've got labeling on it now. Really, really, really cool. It's got barrels manufactured at 402 McLean Avenue, Louisville, Kentucky, established in 1945, B.F. Cooperage, so Brown-Forman Cooperage. I cannot wait to try this. Thank you so much, Brown-Forman. Thank you so much, Cooper's Craft. Let's get into it. I'm going to read it as well. Also, I guess I should say, proofing is 100 proof. So it is a little bit heavier than the 86.2 proof from the old Cooper's Craft, the original Cooper's Craft. But let me go ahead and just read the bottle to you. Of course, it's got Cooper's Craft on here. The story, there's not much of a story, but there is a little story. So let's go ahead and read that. It's Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve takes its very distinctive flavor from barrels that have post-char chiseled interiors. This deepens the whiskey's wood exposure, creating a robust taste profile. And again, it's at 100 proof, bottled at DSP KY 354. It actually, right here, if you can read that, it says raised in Kentucky, which I think is really cool. And then collection chiseled and charred. So what I'm thinking is they're going to come out with a, maybe not necessarily a reserve per se collection, but they're coming out with some sort of collection. So they'll have more offerings than the original and the chiseled and charred. So again, it's 100 proof, 50% ABV. On the back here, it just says, our chiseled barrels have been handcrafted by our master coopers to deliver a bold and complex Kentucky bourbon that is bottled at 100 proof. Now, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but Cooper's Craft is actually the only distillery in the world that actually makes their own bourbon barrels and then distills in those, not distills, they manufacture, they make their own bourbon in their own barrels, which is awesome. They age in their own barrels. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to get into it, and we will see what we have. And the packaging on this, I just like the redesign a lot better than before. I do understand they were just getting that Cooper's Craft off the ground, and they didn't want to put too much money in it because I'm assuming they just didn't really know what to expect, which, you know, makes sense. It's a new branding, new bourbon. Nobody knows what to expect. So, all right, and we're gonna get into this. Nice cork on there. Real wood. You know what would be cool? If a distillery would make these caps with the actual barrels. I don't know if they do that, but that would be really cool. If any of you all know anything about that, if anyone does that, let me know. Let me know what distillery it is. I'd love to actually try that bourbon if I haven't already. So we're going to take a sip out of, well, a sip of water first. And no disclosure, it's not sponsored by Cooper's Craft. I wish. But thanks for the cups anyway. So we're going to do a nice healthy pour, as usual. I like to actually sip my bourbon, not just put it on my tongue. So for the color, it's a nice medium to dark amber. Medium dark amber. Looks nice. Legs on it are really good. It looks good. There's not much barrel char or anything in there that I see. Let's go ahead and nose this one, guys. I'm ready. Cooper's Craft. All right. First off the nose, deep, dark, rich cherry, candied fruits, dried fruits. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful nose. Cherry, vanilla, some sweet oak. It's not a, it's like a rich, dark, sweet oak. Cheers. It's sweet up front. You get those sweet cherries, followed by the barrel char, followed by a long finish. It's working its way down right now. It's not per se finish taste-wise is a lot less than the actual full finish of it going down into, you know, your body. Let's try one more time. Lots of candied fruits, followed by a hit of barrel char, some clove, some peppery, almost like a hint of cinnamon, nutmeg. It's good. And for 100 proof, you can't really tell it either. It's very smooth. No burn at all. This is good. You can definitely tell the complexity of this bourbon. Look at the legs in that thing. Can you see that? Look at those legs. Wow. Cooper's Craft, you've done it again. I love your product. Brown-Forman, you've got a winner in the Cooper's Craft brand, at least in my eyes. I love the Brown-Forman distillery brand anyway, but this one is another winner. Lots of cherries, lots of deep dark fruits. Peppery. It's a little peppery on that finish, but most of the time it's the same notes that I get, which is good. I don't like a bourbon where you sip and then you can pick something out, then you sip and you can pick another thing out. I kind of like to have the same thing because I know what to expect every time I get it. I like that consistency in a bourbon. For a rating, you know, it's good. It's very good. I will probably keep this on my shelf like I usually do. Cooper's Craft is always on my shelf. At least something like this if I don't have the actual bourbon. For a rating, I think I'm going to leave this one open, but if I had to score it, I would put it at a 91. There's not any reason why. I'm having a very hard time scoring this one. I am not super in love with this, but I don't hate this by any means. Will this be on my shelf at practically all times? Absolutely. Go out and try this. It is definitely worth the money. It's hard. It's a new product, which is fine. It's perfect. I love it. I'm not in love with it. I really like it. So a 91 out of 100 is not bad at all. I'm just leaving it open because I'm having a hard time scoring this one. I can't tell if it needs to be higher or lower. It's just, I don't even want to call it a marginal bourbon because it's not. It's very good. I love the Cooper's Craft brand. I'm just having a hard time scoring it, and I don't want to keep rambling about it. If we had to, I'd put a 91 on it, which is a great score for a bourbon. Go out and buy it. The legs on this are incredible. And if you have not noticed in the background, I've got a couple good things lined up here. But anyway, let me know if you've tried this, if you like it, what you would score it as. I like it. Cooper's Craft. Thumbs up in my book, as always. I love you guys. And until next time, please subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see anything reviewed in the channel. I'm going to be on here a lot more than I have been. We've been going through some things, but that's okay. Everyone goes through things. It's nothing that needs to be worried about. We're good. I'm fine. Wasteland's here. We're good. Everybody is good in the Wasteland household. So, with that being said, I hate that term, with that being said, but I say it a lot. Anyway, we are going to be here a lot more. We're going to produce more. And I really would like to find an editor or someone who can help me create a little bit more content on these, because I am just an edit idiot and don't know how to do that. I have so many plans. I just don't know how to do them, just to be completely honest. I would love to get some editing in my videos and my reviews. That's for another day. If you want to be part of the Wasteland, let me know in the description below. I will put all my social media on this video. That's all I've got. Cooper's Craft, thanks again. You've been a big, awesome, I wish I could say supporter. I wish I could say other things. Sponsors. I wish I could have that. But hey, maybe along down the road. Anyway, I'm not going to beg. Guys, cheers from the Wasteland.